And, you know, I have an interfaith group actually that we've been meeting monthly for 22 years, I think. And we just met yesterday. In the Christian tradition, they talk about, loving your enemy. Well, if you love your enemy, they're no longer an enemy. So how do you do that? Or why do you do that? This morning, I had two interviews, one with someone in Russia and another one was someone in Israel. These are extreme times. So this is why when we talk about compassion, I'm just going to go through this quickly. We talk about three kinds of compassion. One is just normal compassion, like, oh, my neighbor is sick and I feel for them. That's normal. There's a subject and an object, and we're positively predisposed. Then as we go along the path, we open up our mind and our heart, and we begin to have compassion for people because they're confused. So we take confusion itself as compassion. And then eventually, as we continue to open, we experience what's called non-referential compassion, which means that compassion is just beginning to exude from us, just like the blossoming of your heart, and the scent of that blossom just fills space. It doesn't matter who's in there. It doesn't matter if someone you hate is in that space or someone you love in that space. The whole space is wrapped up in this fundamental warmth and care. It's kind of like, I always think of it as sort of like a great grandmother's compassion. There's a family gathering, and Granny is sitting in the corner. She can barely see anybody, and she doesn't know if the kids are her kids or great grandkids or the kids from down the street. They're just love. It says, that it's compassion like the wind blows. The wind doesn't say, oh, I'm going to blow on that thing, but not that, or the way the sun shines. So this is fully developed compassion. So this is where we're going with this. And this is not easy, but there's nothing else to do. But more technically, my first teacher often made a distinction between anger and hatred. So we lose the game when we drift into hatred. Anger has energy and creativity in it. So I just use that as a sort of koan to talk about Zen. It's like how we make that distinction. But these are extreme times, and they're times that call us to really, really, really train. Another beautiful piece is to investigate the Christian notion of agape. It's very, very similar to what we talk about, this non-referential compassion. Particularly Google Martin Luther King agape, and he comes up with one of the most impactful comments about love I could possibly imagine. And it's word for word a Buddhist understanding of ultimate compassion. So I hope that helps a little, Olga.